Hey, my beautiful friends. Okay, I'm super stoked to chat with you guys today. This is actually something that we've chatted about before in the past, but I wanted to put a little different spin on it. One, maybe you've never heard this before. Maybe you're new here. Maybe you missed that week. Life happens, whatever. Two, we grow, we change. And sometimes it's really good and important to hear the exact same thing again, because maybe this time we're going to hear it a little differently, right? Maybe we're in a different place where we're more receptive to it, or something else will stick out to us when maybe the last time you heard it, you didn't really need it, but this time, okay, yep, now I needed to hear that like really bad. Or maybe I'll say it in a different way or whatever, right? And I also wanted to do a little different spin on it with it being the holiday season. Okay. So, what it is that we're talking about today, I actually have a whole podcast episode dedicated to this, and it's called how do you do it all? Right? That is the question that I get asked all the freaking time. It's honestly a little bit annoying, but it's okay. I'm grateful, right? And so many people are like, oh my gosh, I don't know how you do everything you do. How do you do it all? 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 And this is my answer to their question. Okay. First, though, before I even get to that, I want to read you one of my all-time favorite quotes. And this is from John Acuff. Hold on. Okay. Are you ready? This is like life-changing. So like really like listen up. Okay. Pausing for effect. 5 steps to getting it all done. 1, admit that you can't possibly get it all done. 2, give yourself the grace to accept that as reality, not failure. Number 3, do the things you can do with your full attention. 4, celebrate what happens during step 3 instead of obsessing over the things you didn't get to. 5, repeat as necessary. I love that. And I'm going to read it one more time just because it's so dang good. Okay. 5 steps to getting it all done. Number 1, admit that you can't possibly get it all done. Number 2, give yourself the grace to accept that as reality, not failure. Number 3, do the things you can do with your full attention. Number 4, celebrate what happens during step 3 instead of obsessing over the things you didn't get to. Number 5, repeat as necessary. Okay. So with that thought in mind, I'm going to give you a little acronym, which you know me, I love the word grace, right? This acronym is GRACE, okay? And giving ourselves the grace to accept it as reality, not failure. But I'm going to give you some tangible tips to getting it all done this holiday season, okay? And just reminding yourself that getting it all done does not mean you're actually getting it all done, okay? People look at me from the outside and they're like, oh my gosh, like she's a coach, she has a successful team, she has 3 kids, she's pregnant, she works out with her husband every day, she's able to keep her house pretty relatively clean. They go to stuff like the library and the park and to their in-laws' house on a regular basis. She has a podcast and whatever, and a calling in church. How in freak, right? And I'm like, yeah, like when you say it all like that, it does sound like I'm like superhuman, right? You guys, my house is atrocious right now. Like atrocious right now. Okay. And I had to load the dishwasher twice today to even find my sink. Okay. And just being real with my podcast, I learned a little secret from Shalene Johnson that during the holiday season, you just highlight the top 10 podcasts from the past year so that you can schedule them all out and then have like 10 weeks off. And that's totally what I did. Okay. So I haven't recorded a new episode in like 2.5 months. All right. So just knowing that when you look at someone else's life and like, they have it all together, guess what? They don't. Right. And there's something that is falling by the wayside. Okay. You just might not be able to see it because you can't see the whole picture. Right. No one can, right? Except for God. He's omnipotent. Right. Okay. But when it comes to, like, I really do want to get things done this Christmas season. And I really feel like, how in the freak do I get everything done that I want to do? Okay. This is what I'm sharing with you. so that you can get done what you want to do, what is important to you and your family this holiday season. Okay. Okay. So G stands for get more done. And that sounds like, what? But you want me to get more done during this holiday season? I'm already like stressed with the hustle and bustle and whatever. And what I mean by that is I learned something life-changing, and it's from the book Atomic Habits. Okay. And he doesn't call it habit stacking. He calls it something else, but I've started calling it habit stacking, and I can't remember what the real name for it is. But essentially what that means is there are Christmas movies that I really want to watch, but I don't really like to watch TV. Like I do, but I don't, and there's a lot of laundry that needs to be folded still, whether it's Christmas or not. And I don't want to fold laundry during Christmas time, right? Like that's not very happy or fun. But guess what I can do? I can turn on my favorite Christmas movie while I watch. No, I can turn on my favorite Christmas movie while I fold that laundry, right? And I can make something that I don't really want to do enjoyable by pairing it with something that I really do want to do, right? I really love to listen to Christmas music, right? So maybe every single time we do a little power clean with my kids, which sometimes is terrible, right? We'll set a timer for 10 minutes. We'll play some Christmas songs and we'll do a little cleanup of our playroom for the 400th time today, right? So stacking your activities, those little silly things that maybe get pushed off. I just don't have time. I just don't have time. I just don't have time. Pair it then. Pair it with something that you have to make time for, right? And then you can enjoy those little silly, frivolous holiday things that really just bring you so much joy, right? I don't know about you, but like the Grinch Who Stole Christmas, Jim Carrey version, like my Christmas doesn't feel complete if I don't watch that movie. And Miracle on 34th Street, the one with Matilda, my Christmas is not Christmas if I never got to watch that movie. Okay. So like, I know that seems like silly and whatever, but my laundry needs to get done and I want to watch those movies so I can do them together. Okay. I can get more done by stacking things on top of each other and making something that's not that enjoyable by bringing something fun to it. Okay. Next step. I'm sorry. I have like this weird man voice still. I'm not sick. I haven't been sick for like 2 weeks, but I still have this man voice. It's fine. Number 2 is to really look at your time. And this is something that 2 books really helped me with. One was Everything is Figureoutable. And the second one was Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. And basically both books just taught me I have so much more time than I thought I did. And really, honestly, 75 Hard taught me that too, because it was one of those, like, when I looked at 75 Hard at first, I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to make time to do all those tasks. But then I did it for 75 days and was like, well, where did all the time come from? And it was one of those like, well, I had the time all along. I was just wasting it on who knows what. I honestly don't even know, right? But then when you fill your time with good things, then all of a sudden you're like, wow, I really do have so much time. And Everything is Figureoutable. She challenges you for 1 week to just write down, set an alarm in your phone every hour. What did you do for the last hour? And like literally write it down. And I only did it for 3 days. And I was like, whoa, there is so much, so many things that don't matter. So many things that I'm like, oh my gosh, I did not need to spend time doing that, or that took me way longer than it should have. But it also helped me to like realize how distracted I was getting by the littlest things, right? So really, really looking at your time. And Eat That Frog is all about that concept of so many times when we feel stressed or overwhelmed, it's really actually only like 1 or 2 things that are like really weighing heavy on us. And the second we take care of those 1 or 2 things, all of a sudden you feel so much lighter and you're like, why was I freaking out again? Like, what was I so stressed about? Why did I feel like I didn't have any time today to do anything? Oh, it's because these 2 things have been weighing on me forever and I did them and now they're done. And now I'm like, whoa, I don't have to stress about them. They don't have to be on my plate. They don't have to take up space in my brain. I did them. Now I have the whole day to do all the other things that matter to me, right? And I used to be like, ask Blake, I used to be the queen of like, he would leave for work and I would be in tears because I would be stressed about the day. And it was honestly, I don't know what really changed that. And I don't think it was any like magical, I took a pill and my life changed, right? It was just I learned things and personal development and just, I learned stress management, and day after day, I just started to try to implement things, right? And it really has helped so much to, one, help me overcome my overwhelm and my stress, but two, help me realize there is so much time in my day to do the things that actually matter to me. And please don't misunderstand me. There are still so many days that the day ends and I did not ever fold my laundry. I have had it on my to-do list for like 2 weeks to call my son's lung specialist to get his whole asthma situation figured out. I finally called them today. Okay. It took like 12 minutes. It was not even long. It was not even hard. Right. But it's been weighing on me for like 3 weeks to do this. Right. And I finally did it. And now I feel like, oh my gosh, like what, like, why was I so stressed about life? Right. And it's totally one of those concepts of, if you're feeling that overwhelm, if you're feeling that stress, especially this month with the hustle and bustle and Christmas and things and plans and blah, 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 like, what is actually stressing you out? What is it really? Okay. Do you have a goal that you set in January that you really wanted and you haven't made progress toward it and you're bugged at yourself? Right? Is it you really, really, really need to do the Christmas shopping and you haven't because you haven't planned your budget yet? And you got to sit down and really look at your finances to know what it is that you can spend on your family, right? What is it that is really stressing you out? And it's just time to sit, write it all out, brain dump, figure out what it is that's really taking up that space in your brain, making you feel like, I don't have any time. I don't have any time. I don't have any time. And maybe you really don't have time because you've said yes to so many things that really you should not have said yes to. And that's another really, really great tool that I've learned through personal development, that if it's not I don't swear, but the person who introduced this to me said, if it's not a heck yes, insert the other word. If it's not a heck yes, then it's a no, right? If someone invites you to do something for the Christmas season and you're not like, oh my gosh, yes, I am so there. That sounds so awesome. Then guess what? Say no. And no is a complete sentence. You don't have to have some grandiose excuse, reason, idea, alibi. She's completely naked right now. Yes, I can, but after I'm done talking to my friends, okay? Yes, I can, but after I'm done talking to my friends. Here, put your leotard on so my friends don't see you naked, please. Okay, sorry. It's fine. Okay, I'm sorry. She's not gonna let up on this until I go get it. I'm gonna mute myself and pause for just 2 seconds. Brief intermission. Mull over what I've been talking about, okay? So sorry. Thank you for your patience. And we're back now. Okay. So really look at your time, really brain dump, figure out what it is this season that is stressing you out. And maybe it's some of those things that I shared. Maybe it's, you know what, I've said yes to too many things, and that's not going to bring me joy. That is not bringing me joy. That's not bringing me joy. That's stressing me out like crazy. And then say no. Okay. Back out of it. Figure out, nope, I'm actually not going to be able to make that. I'm not going to be able to do that. Sorry. Right. And then, you know what? It comes down to, I am a mega people pleaser. I used to be, honestly, I kind of feel like I've graduated from that. But I used to be a mega people pleaser. And I still have I still flirt with it sometimes, right? But really, truly just discovering that, you know what, at the end of the day, I cannot please anyone and everyone. There is absolutely no way. So at the end of the day, am I happy with myself? And if the answer is yes, then you have succeeded, right? Because there's going to be someone somewhere who's disappointed in what you did, what you didn't do, what you said, what you didn't say. So at the end of the day, you just have to know that you were true to yourself, right? And Laura said, oh my gosh, I feel this. I always feel like I have to say yes to other people. Yes, it's so true. And honestly, I see this in my mother-in-law. She is one of the most giving and kind and loving and selfless people in the whole world. She has expressed a million times that she is so tired of doing weddings and flowers for other people and helping with decorations and things. And yet 99% of the time when I have a conversation with her, she's like, yeah, I have a wedding here and I'm doing this person's flowers and this person's coming over to my house to do this thing. And I said yes to this with helping with this decoration. And I'm like, what are you doing? Right. And she's so talented. She's so gifted. She is such a people pleaser, but it ends up hurting who? Her the most. And therefore her family, because what she really wants to be doing is spending time with her family. Right. And then she doesn't have time to, because she said yes to all this other stuff. Right. So, say no, and no is a complete sentence. Okay. And really figure out what it is that's actually stressing you out. Okay. One more thing I want to talk about with really looking at your time. This is honestly something I'm super passionate about, because over the last year, I've really fallen in love with just recognizing how much time we really have. I mean, I said at the beginning, all the things that I am taking part of and involved in right now. Just in case you were late or whatever, I talked about I lead a very successful team in the Beachbody world. I have 3 kids and I'm pregnant right now with 1 more on the way. I love to attend high fitness classes. I have a podcast, right? I have a calling in my church, and I'm very active in my faith, and I strive really hard to have a good relationship with God and make time for him every day. Although I really need to get better at that. Let's be real, right? I try to have a clean house, right? My marriage is a very big priority to me, all the things, right? And so you hear all that and you're like, well, she probably never sleeps and she probably runs on 800 milligrams of caffeine every day. And that's no, I don't. Let me tell you what today has looked like so far. Okay. I woke up at 4:30 because I like waking up early. It brings me joy. My husband and I worked out. We're doing a 20-minute workout right now. It was wonderful. We jumped on a call for an hour. It was wonderful. Then I made breakfast for my family. Then I played with my kids for a bit. Well, I helped my husband fix the tree because it tipped over, right? Nothing broke, don't worry. And then I got on another call for my work. And then I made 3 phone calls for that I was talking about that was really eating at me. I called my bank, I called my son's doctor, I called my doctor. I folded 3 loads of laundry. And while I was on that other call, I unloaded and reloaded my dishwasher to find my sink. And then I sat down for an hour and watched Stick It with my daughter. It was wonderful. And then I got ready for about 10 minutes. And then I jumped on here. And after this, I have no plans. I don't know what I'm doing. I know my husband's going to come home sometime, and I know we need to do a budget meeting today. I know I'm going to make dinner for my family, and I'm pretty sure we're going to go visit Santa and go have cookies and hot chocolate with Santa tonight. But that's my whole day, right? And normally, let's be real, pregnant fatigue, I'm not normally that productive in the morning. Today was like an extra awesome day, right? But really, a normal day for Bryn is wake up, work out, do some of my coach life tasks, make breakfast for my family, do stuff around the house. Morning time is when I like to, laundry, clean, whatever. Tuesday through Thursday, get my kids off to school, do some work stuff while they're gone. When they're home, we kind of hang out, wait till dad comes home, eat dinner, have family time. Okay, cool. That's like my life. That's my days, right? And that's it. Wash, rinse, repeat every single day, Monday through Sunday, Sunday through Monday, whatever you want to do. There's so much downtime. We have so much downtime, right? And honestly, sometimes I think we got a little too much downtime and we got to go do stuff and be more productive sometimes, because we've watched way too much Star Wars the last like week. But really looking at your time and, okay, where can I have more time to rest? Can I have more time to play? Can I have more time because I'm saying no to this or saying yes to this, right? So that's all I'll say. I'll move on to the next one. Okay. Obviously that one is very passionate for me. Miss Allie said in the chat real quick, I feel this so much. We got family upset with us because I decided I want to make our own traditions. And today is my birthday. Happy birthday. And they're so upset because we want to celebrate on Saturday, but family wants us to go to a Christmas party. Sorry. I just don't want to wake up my baby, but yes. And really, truly, it's like I said before, you will never, ever please everyone. But if you, at the end of the day, are happy with your choices, if your family, your immediate family are happy with your choices and the things that you're doing together, then you've won, right? Like that is a win. That is a success, right? Because no matter what, someone somewhere is going to be sad or disappointed, especially this holiday season. Okay. Just really remembering who is it. This is something that John Acuff says in the book Start, about just make sure you're disappointing the right people in your life, right? And he gives the example of, he realized and recognized he was going to be out of town 3 weeks in a row. And the last Saturday he had to spend with his family before he was going to be out of town 3 weekends in a row, he signed up for a Spartan race with his friends. And he had this decision of like, okay, well, my friends matter to me and I was really excited for this race, but my kids matter to me and my wife matters to me, and I'm going to be out of town for the next 3 weeks. So who should I disappoint, right? Who matters more, right? And so just really taking the time to reflect on that. I'm going to disappoint someone somewhere. So who is it okay to disappoint? And obviously sometimes it changes scenario by scenario, right? If you are constantly disappointing the exact same people, they're not going to trust you anymore. They're not going to like you anymore. They're not going to invite you anymore, right? So just being aware, inspired, prayerful about, I need to disappoint someone. And in this situation, what is the right choice? Okay. Okay. Next thing in our little acronym is A, ask for help, right? Ask for help. And really, I will bang this drum until the cows come home. But I am a huge believer in delegation and asking other people for help. I am not that wife who has to do all the things, right? There are so many days where Blake has done the dishes, especially lately, because I like first trimester fatigue is kicking my trash. And he has helped me with the dishes so many dang times. And there are times when I'm like, hey, love, you're home from work and I really just need to go shut myself in the office for an hour. Are you okay to hang out with the kids? Okay. 90% of the time, he is the person that I ask for help. And hey, I am not feeling like making dinner tonight. Will you pick up XYZ, or will you go to the grocery store, or will you help me make dinner tonight? This is what I was planning, right? He helps me in so many ways, but there are other times when he's not home, right? Like he works, he's gone 8+ hours a day sometimes, right? So there are other people that I ask for help too. There's neighbors that I have and friends that I have asked for help on many, many occasions. Tomorrow is one of those days, right? That I need to take my son to a dentist appointment and my daughter needs to go to school. So I asked her if I could drop her off early at her house and she's going to take her to school for me. I can't do it all. I cannot do it all. I cannot take my son to his dentist appointment and my daughter to school at the exact same time. It's not possible, right? I'm not superhuman. So I need to ask for help. And I need to admit that I can't possibly do it all. And there's no badge, there's no trophy, there's no award for trying to do it all, right? It's okay to ask other people for help. And one of my favorite ways to ask for help is I do not do my own grocery shopping. I know I talk about this almost every week, but it literally has changed my life to not have the pressure of I have to go to the grocery store. And I was actually talking to Nicole Young, who's on this call right now, that I was like, I don't know, I just feel like Instacart is kind of expensive because there's delivery fees and everything's a little more expensive. But she was like, girlfriend, you actually buy what's on your list when you do Instacart instead of like going to the store and oh, I think I need ramen because that sounds good right now. And oh yeah, we need Oreos, right? And Flamin' Hot Cheetos, that sounds delightful, right? Those things were not on my list. I needed eggs and milk and butter and whatever, right? Like I did not put ramen on my grocery list, but all of a sudden now it's in my cart. Why? Because it sounds good right now and I've got the munchies, right? So I don't do my own grocery shopping. Costco, Smith's, none of it. I type it in on Instacart, they deliver it to me, and it's amazing. And I do it at night. Typically, they deliver first thing in the morning. We have healthy food. I don't have to go to the grocery store. And that, like, it doesn't sound like a big deal, but if I'm going to Costco and Smith's every single week for my family of 5, it takes a minimum of 2 to 3 hours to go to both of those stores, right? It literally takes me about 15 minutes to order the things on Instacart, and I'm not doing the shopping, and they literally drop it off at my house. Okay. So if you compound that, that is 8 to 12 hours a month that I am saving by not doing my own grocery shopping. Okay. So, and the money saving is amazing because I'm not doing all the splurge random buying. So I'm not affiliated with Instacart. I'm just a fellow mom who loves it and it has changed my life. Okay. I don't get any rewards from telling you about it. I'm just telling you it's the shiz and you need to start using it because it will save you 8 to 12 hours a month and your life will be so much happier because you'll have more time for Miracle on 34th Street and Christmas music and all the things that bring you joy. Okay. 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 All right. Ask for help. Ask for help and don't be this prideful, high and mighty woman who's like, I can do it by myself. No, you can't. No, you can't. I love you. You're awesome. You are amazing. And you are doing wonderful things, but you cannot do it all yourself. Okay. 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 C in our grace affirmation stands for create the Christmas of your dreams. Okay. Yours. And really this, we've kind of already banged this drum already, but making sure that you have almost written out your goals, if you will, for December, for the Christmas season. What do you want to have happen before the Christmas season ends? It goes by so fast. I was telling Blake, we were talking about it the other day. Our kids were like, how many more days until Christmas? It's taking for ages. They don't say forever anymore. They say for ages. Thank you, Bluey. Which I think is so adorable and so funny. But I was like, it's 3 weeks away. It's 21 days. And then I was like, oh my gosh, like I only have 2 more Saturdays before, oh my gosh, right? And it's going to go by so fast. It's going to go by so fast. So really figuring out with your family, with yourself, with your spouse, with your kids, what matters to them? What is everyone's favorite tradition? What are they going to be super bummed about if the season ends and it's over and we didn't do it, right? What movies do you want to make sure you watch? What traditions do you want to make sure you go do? Do you want to go see lights as a family? Do you want to build a snowman if that's a thing for you where you live, right? Do you want to do service? Do you want to bake cookies? Do you want to build a gingerbread house? Do you want to whatever, right? Fill in the blank. What is your bucket list, if you will, before this holiday season ends? And really having that conversation so that you can create that Christmas that you want. And then when you do have those beautiful small moments of extra time, you're filling it with the things that this is what this person really wanted to do. This is what this person really wanted to do, right? And you have the time because you are making the time because you are aware of the things that really matter, right? So have that conversation. Create the Christmas of your dreams with your family. Yes. Okay. And last one is E, expect opposition. As much as I would love to say, like, Yay, Christmas season. It's just going to be so great. And you're going to just have the best time ever, right? Like it's just not real. It's just not real. And whether it's I'm having opposition, like Allie said in the chat, from family who's given her a little slack because she wants to spend her birthday a specific way, right? Or maybe it's opposition with, you know what, if I really want to accomplish the goals that I set out for myself in January, I'm going to have to wake up 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe an hour earlier than I'm used to. And that's going to be hard. And my baby might wake up in the middle of the night, or my kids might get sick and I might have to like take a little power nap somewhere in my day, right? It's not going to be easy, right? And one of my favorite mentors, he always said, like, if you set a big goal for yourself, just expect that night, like you're on fire, you're gung-ho, tomorrow I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do this thing and it's going to be so great. Expect that tonight your baby's going to be up throwing up or something, or your husband's going to be up throwing up, or you're going to be up throwing up, or something's going to happen tonight, and just expect it, because the universe wants to test you and test your resolve. So if you're here like, okay, no, like I'm going to have this wonderful season, wonderful time setting my goals for January. I'm going to make it a rock in December, all the things. This is not Bryn being negative Nancy. I am totally that person who loves to look at everything half full. I love to look at the silver lining. I love to see the blessings and the gratitude that there is to be seen and had everywhere. And there is also opposition in all things, right? And when you expect that, and you know it's going to be there, you can say hi to it. You can welcome it in. You can say, oh, hi, like I knew you were going to come. Here you are. Hello, come sit by me. We're going to still go. We're still going to do this thing. Okay. And I can still be positive about it, and I can still do my thing, and I can still go forward with my plans and my goals and my dreams, but I'm just going to acknowledge you and I'm going to say hi to you. And then we're just going to move forward from that place. Right. Versus just having the rose colored glasses of like, yeah, it's going to be great. Everything's going to be beautiful, right? And then when this opposition comes, like, no, I'm ignoring you and you're not here and we're not going to deal with this. Like, no, that's destructive. That's not going to help anybody, right? You got to deal with the elephant in the room so that you can really, can you please? Well, I don't know how with the big. Oh, with the movie player. Yes, I will in just a sec. Okay. It's fine. So expect that opposition. Okay. Welcome it in, let it be your friend, right? And then just move forward and move past it. Cool. Okay. So just to review, we're giving ourselves grace this holiday season, right? 1, get more done by doing those habit stacking things. If you were a little late, I gave the example of I'm going to do my laundry while I watch Miracle on 34th Street, because both of those things need to happen, right? Really look at your time. Can you say no to someone, right? And just really prioritizing the things that you have and making time for rest. One more thing. I love John Acuff. I love the book Start. One more thing that he talks about in that book is if New York didn't have a Central Park, that city would implode on itself, because it would just have too much activity in so little space. And from the aerial view of New York City, Central Park just looks like this like huge waste of space. Like if they knocked out Central Park, they could have so many more buildings and workplaces and whatever, but they have to have that place in New York City. Otherwise the city would collapse, right? And he gives the example, we all have to have our own Central Park. We have to, right? We have to make time to watch Stick It in the middle of the day on a Monday with your daughter, if that matters to you, right? You have to find that time in your day to, I'm going to go get my nails done because I want to. I'm going to take a nap because I'm tired. I want to take a bath because that sounds really great right now. I'm going to go on a walk by myself as soon as my husband gets home from work, because 10 minutes breathing in the fresh air by myself with my own thoughts sounds like bliss, right? Creating your Central Park, really looking at your time, figuring out what's actually stressing you out, and making sure to make time for that rest and recovery. Okay. Number 3, ask for help. Ask for help. Ask for help. And remember, there's no award for trying to do it all yourself. Okay. So ask people for help. And really, truly, when we give other people the opportunity to serve us, especially during Christmas time, it helps them too. It helps us because it helps us to ease our burden, but everybody wants to serve right now, especially. So if you are asking them and giving them that opportunity, they will be so grateful. because it fills their heart too. Okay. Create the Christmas of your dreams. Have that conversation. What does that look like for you guys? And expect opposition. Okay. Don't be a Debbie Downer. Don't sit in the suck and whatever, but expect that opposition. Welcome it in and then move forward. Keep doing your thing. Yes. Okay. That's all I had for you today, my friends. I freaking love you. Go enjoy your holiday season. Make those memories that matter to you. Remember that no is a complete sentence. Yes. And if you're on the recording, I'll see you later. If you're on live, stay on live and we'll chat for a sec.